This video is sponsored by War Thunder, more about them later in the video. Grinding experience in RuneScape can in some cases be relatively fast. Whoa! Or it can be, as it is most of the time, excruciatingly slow. Xtreme One-Chunk Ironman is a game mode known for not only very slow methods of grinding, but also for coming up with new methods that can either circumvent the restrictions, get help from other people, or just straight up break the game, just to make the grinding a little bit more bearable. This time I will not have that option. I have one method of getting runes to train magic, which is thieving one nature rune at a time from this chest every 15 seconds. And today I will do it 50,000 times, alongside a few of these other equally massive chunk tasks. Let's start grinding. Big level finally coming to fruition. 50 farming right there. We can now grow Amethyst and nature offerings, meaning that we can actually use nature offerings to get some more U logs, as I said in the last video. If I'm making the logs in the strong longbows, every herb above level 50 I use for nature offerings is equal to an additional 2,435 fletching XP. It might actually help us with our fletching grind quite a bit, so let's go and check those out. Nature offerings require something called ritual mulch, which we can buy here from the friendly forester. It takes 150 anima bark and 10 noted maple logs to buy one of these, so they are kinda expensive. But each one of these should make 40 nature offerings, so they are actually not that expensive. They are going to multiply our fletching XP gain from using these maple logs for this ritual mulch by a lot. And then we just need to combine them with some grimy herbs. We cannot clean our herbs because we don't have the herbal level, but we don't need to, we can just do this. And there is 40 nature offerings per ritual mulch and one high tier herb used. So any herb above Amethyst, so Amethyst, Irids, Qualms, Snapdragons, all that stuff can be used for this, so that is perfect. So yeah, I'm going to use my whole stack of 15,000 anima infused bark to get as many of these ritual mulches and nature offerings as I can, and then we're going to use all of those to get as many U logs as we can. And these are the last herbs that I have. I actually ran out of herbs before I ran out of anima infused bark, so this is everything that we have for now. So effectively I traded 1,000 maple logs and some anima infused bark and some high tier herbs that I can't even use for 2,400 U logs once I get to use all of them. So yeah, that is a really good trade in my opinion. Now we just put them in our bag right here and we go and chop some U logs and we should be good to go. Mime event and a lamp going into Slayer, that is level 26. I think I am going to go until 42 Slayer so that we can get ourselves a brine saber. That would be quite something, and I really don't have anything else to put my lamps into, I think, so Slayer it is.
200 whoopsies later.
There we go, 87 woodcutting. Nothing too fancy about the level, except I guess I could boost for redwoods, but I don't have anything to boost with and I don't have redwoods either. But it is enough woodcutting for me for now. We have banked about 6,000 U logs, almost 5,000 maples and 7,000 willows. Minus the amount that we need for 75 fire making. I still do need to do that as well. I need to burn some magic logs. That is almost halfway to 95 fletching, meaning that we are doing some good progress, but we still do need a lot more. I was just going to do some more U logs, but then I got thinking I could just stone two birds at once here and knock out some unfinished business from a couple of episodes ago and get myself a very juicy amount of fletching XP at the same time. Woohoo! This is a train ride I haven't taken in quite a while. We are going back to the mining guild and the dwarven mines, specifically the Motherlode mine. If you remember, I got all the way to 91 mining, which is enough to mine amethyst with a dwarven stout. I hate the word dwarven. Dwarven stout? That is it? Yeah. But I said I still do want to get 92 mining at some point so that I can actually mine amethyst without any boosts or anything and just, you know, AFK amethyst whenever I want to. And this is the perfect time. I'm going to get myself 92 mining from the Motherlode mine, meaning that we are going to get a lot of ores, which we can turn into bars, which we can then turn into arrow tips. And that is a lot of fletching XP. And after that, I can also stock up on some Amethyst arrows, which are also really good XP, although very, very slow and AFK, but they are very good for XP and for, you know, combat later on in the account. Once we actually get to do some combat, we really haven't been able to do almost any combat at all, but we are definitely going to do something at some point, I assure you. I think eventually I am going to roll a Waterbirth Island, even though I haven't yet, which is kind of weird to be honest. But at some point we are going to roll it, and at that point I do want to have some really, really good ammunition to deal with Dagannoth Prime, because I'm going to kill him probably 5,000 times. So yeah, Amethyst arrows would be really good. And with that ramble out of the way, let's get mining. We have a full level to get here, and then we can go for some amethyst. Yo, look at this. This is the first stamina potion on the account. Look at that, stamina potion 4. Thank you, Dr. Jekyll. That is amazing. So yeah, now we do have access to toastles from nature implings. I have one more here in the bank, so we can get another stamina potion at some point. But before this, I didn't have access to any toastles from anywhere in my chunks, I think. Now we have an actually consistent source of toastles from nature implings, which we can then use to make ourselves some stamina potions. And I do think that they are going to be as equally important as the amethyst arrows in the Waterbirth Island when we need to run all the way to the depths of the island. So yeah, again, this is really good.
24 sleepless hours later.
Hey guys, remember like 15 hours ago when I said that I'm going to get myself 92 mining? Yeah, that was probably 30 seconds ago for you. I didn't take a single clip except that one toastal clip. But yeah, this is going to be 92 mining right here. It has been about 15 hours. It's about 35-40k XP per hour. It's not too bad. And honestly, Motherlode Mine is one of the better places to mine and one of the best places in the whole game to train mining. So I really can't complain that much. But there we go, 92 mining achieved. We can now mine amethyst. So that was a very nice and refreshing little mini grind from 91 to 92 mining, and this is all that we banged. About 1,000 adamantite, almost 2k mithril, some iron, some coal, some runite. Not too bad, honestly. It's gonna be a decent amount of fletching XP when we make all of these into arrow tips. I also got 220 golden nuggets. I think I'm just gonna save these. I don't really need them for anything at the moment. I have basically everything bought that I need. So maybe if there's gonna be any future updates or anything that needs golden nuggets, then I'm gonna be happy that I have this. So I'm just going to save all of them and maybe use them at a later date. And now we really get to juice it up. Oh my, amethyst. I have actually never in this game mined amethyst like this without a boost or something. I did mine that 1 or 2 chunks of amethyst with the boost when we got the level, but yeah, this is the first time I'm actually mining amethyst. I never got this level on my main account or any of my other accounts. And we do have the expert mining gloves, which say that these will help me mine sandstone, runite and amethyst. So I think we should be able to get 2 amethyst chunks from each one of these veins. I don't know how helpful that is. I really have never done this, so this is the first time for me, but we'll see. Yeah, there's the first chunk and we did not end up using the vein. And there's a frog prince. Where are you? I'm Kiss. There's the second one. Okay, so you can actually get 3 per vein, I suppose. Yeah, I think so. 3 per vein. That is actually really good. That's going to make this really, really AFK. Like, I think you can AFK like a couple of minutes per vein or something. Oh yeah, this is going to be nice. First full inventory of amethyst is done, and then we just move and do them all into amethyst arrow tips. We get some crafting XP for this, not that I really need that for anything. We are almost 90 crafting and I have better methods of doing this. So yeah, crafting is not a priority here, but the amethyst arrow tips are going to be really, really solid fletching XP and a very good ammunition as well. Now I want to see how much XP you actually get for making these. I haven't looked this up. 203 XP. Ooh, so that's like over 2000 XP per click. That's pretty good, I gotta say. Alright, I think I am going to shoot for maybe something like 50,000 arrows. Is that too much or too little? I don't know. We'll try to go for 50,000. That should be a really good chunk of XP and a really good AFK method for me. I can edit some videos, do whatever, and just AFK here and love life. And you know, while I am mining, I could actually even play another game at the same time. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, available for free on PC, consoles and mobile. In War Thunder you can command over 2500 tanks, planes, helicopters and ships across 10 major nations, from 1920s biplanes all the way up to modern fighter jets and battle tanks. Unlike games that use simple health bars, War Thunder has one of the most sophisticated damage models in gaming. Every vehicle is modeled down to its smallest components like engines, weapons and crew, all of which can be damaged individually. And when the vehicle does go down, the X-ray damage view shows precisely where the shell penetrated and which components were hit. This is my favorite part of the system. It adds so much immersion when you can actually see the damage instead of just the health bar going down. Combine that with the realistic graphics and authentic sound effects and you're right at the controls of some of the most powerful war machines ever built. War Thunder is a must-play for any military history enthusiast, so no wonder over 95 million players are already enjoying the immersive and comprehensive vehicle combat. You can now play War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox and mobile. Use my links in the video description or the pinned comment to sign up, and if you make a new account or haven't played in 6 months, you'll also receive a huge bonus pack with lots of goodies to give you a head start in the game. Multiple premium vehicles, unique skins and decor, 100,000 Silver Lions and 7 days of premium account time among other things. This bonus pack is available for console and PC players and for a limited time only, so go ahead and claim yours now. It is update day, and this is going to be a massive update for my account. Maybe, or maybe not. In today's update we have Hunter Starter Packs. All Hunter experts across Gielinor can now provide players with a one-time free Hunter kit. This should make getting started with the skill a little easier, particularly for newer players looking to try out different Hunter tools, or maybe Xtreme one-chunk Ironman. This applies across all experts, and we do have one expert here on Rellekka Hunter area. Hunting expert. I am so excited. Can you give me some hunting traps? This is the only time we are going to be able to do this. I do have a spare hunter kit laying around. Oh my god, we have a hunter kit. Look at that. No, my inventory space. Here we go. Look at that. All of that stuff. We get a noose wand. Not useful for me anymore. Not useful at all. It's for very low level creatures. We have a butterfly net already. One bird snare is not exactly useful. One box trap, not useful either. An impling trap, a rabbit snare. But this is the thing. This is the one. We have a teasing stick, and with this teasing stick we can actually use the pitfall traps to trap saber-toothed Kayats. Gyats? Maybe. They give a whopping 300 XP each, and we can use 4 traps at a time, although I don't think that's going to be very relevant here. And there is also tech for getting 2 Kayats in one trap. 2 Gyats in one... Okay. Anyways, we do have a lot of these pit traps around us, so I do need to start trying which one of these are the best ones to use. And even if this is in any way meaningful or not, it might just be very bad. I really haven't tried this. I don't think a lot of people have tried this. I didn't find any info on the wiki for the XP rates or anything, so I am just kind of winging it, trying all the different pit traps, trying all the different spawn locations and everything. And yeah, mainly I'm looking for what kind of XP rates we are getting here. Is there any useful drops? I think we can get the meat, so maybe that's useful or maybe not. And also, can we combine this with butterflies or another method of some sort? So yeah, let's get to testing, see how it works out. Here we go, get in the trap, and that is the first saber-toothed Gyat. I refuse to call them Kayats. And that is also a hard task in the Fremennik area, a chunk task that I did not think I would be able to do in a long time, but there we go. As drops we get big bones, some Kayat fur and a raw Kayat meat. Now we cannot cook the meat, so it's kind of useless, and the fur we need Varrock, I think, to be able to use it, and it's really not that useful anyways. So the drops are nothing to write home about. The XP is pretty good per catch, but the catch rate seems to be pretty damn bad. As you can see, they just jump over the pit and knock you back, and they also hurt, which is really annoying. You need to either pray or carry food or just be very cautious or something like this. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thank God he actually went into the trap and did not jump over it. He jumped over all 3 of these traps already. And the annoying thing is when they jump over a trap, they are not going to go into that trap anymore. So you have to change to a different trap. So you always have to have at least 2 different traps that you're using, which really hurts the XP rates and it's really damn annoying. I don't know why, but they just cannot make Hunter not annoying. I don't know what it is about it, but just everything is so slightly off. Well, I have been at it for a couple of hours now, and I think I found the ideal spot for this. So it's right here, the northernmost trap. There's a spawn right there. You can place a trap, tease this guy, and immediately jump over the trap. Go cut some logs or something, jump back over or something, but as you can see, they rarely actually go into the trap, so it's really not worth it at my hunter level. The XP per hour is not that good when they are doing this all the time. So yeah, it's probably better to not interact with these guys just yet. Maybe at hunter levels like 85 plus this might be worth it, but at the moment it really does not seem so. But if we ever do decide to do this, this is probably the best spot that we have. I'm getting about 35k XP per hour, which is actually not too bad, but it's much worse than the butterflies and much more hassle than the butterflies was. It's just much easier to use the butterflies and not this, and the rewards, the meat, the fur, everything is just not worth it. So this is unfortunately not going to be the method I was wishing that it would be. It's not just good enough, so we are going back to the butterflies. I could not find the success chance for Kayats or any of the other pitfalls for that matter, but there is a single mention on the Horned Grok's trivia section in the wiki that you stop failing at level 85 Hunter. Kayats are the next in line from Groks, 14 Hunter levels above them, so it is safe to assume that I will never reach a 100% success rate. But we'll see, I'll try this method again at maybe 80 and 85 Hunter and we'll see if it's any good or not. But for now it is back into the Amethyst mines. I am doing some good progress, but we still do need a lot more fletching XP, so yeah, see you in the mines. 20,000 amethyst arrow tips. We are almost halfway to that 50,000 goal, which should get us to about 91 fletching, I think. So yeah, and I am apparently mining next to Gary Gilbert. And by the way, these things are expensive. 5 mil in the stack as a G average, and even as a high alk value, that's like 3 mil. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, the progress is good. We are also getting a lot of these unidentified minerals. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with them. I guess we can buy some gem bags, get some more gems, some crafting XP, something like that. But I really don't have any concrete plans for these. Let me know if there's anything good I should get. Hello, it's me, your Amethyst Progress Man, coming at 30,000 Amethyst arrow tips, 20,000 more to go. It is slow, it is very slow and very lonely here in the mines. Ooh, but that makes my day a lot better. 27 Slayer from a lamp, thank you. Oh, that is going to be 40,000 Amethyst arrow tips, and I'm leaning way too far away from my microphone, so there is 40,000 Amethyst arrow tips. I'm gonna leave that in the video just because I can. Just, you know, because I don't want to re-record this audio, so there you go, 40,000. Nice. Dang, 93 mining. I did not expect to get a mining level here. I didn't know I actually was gonna get this much mining XP, but yeah, there we go, 93 mining, not too bad. Still looking for about 10,000 more Amethyst arrow tips. Should be done in a couple of days, I think, and then we are moving on from Amethyst. This is it, the final 2 Amethysts for 50,000 Amethyst arrow tips. That is so beautiful and so much fletching XP right there. Oh my dear lord. Now, as for these minerals, what can we get? 20 per a bag full of gems. Let's get that. 8 bags of gems. Maybe we can get some dragonstones or something. Yeah, 2 dragonstones. Okay, some crafting XP. No onyxes. Unlucky. Now, before I can make these into amethyst arrows, I actually need some more headless arrows. So yeah, let me get to work. And there we go. 50,000 shafts, 50,000 tips. Every girl's dream, and we are ready for some high dopamine fletching content. These are 13 XP each. We have 15,000 of them, so expect about 700,000 fletching XP in the next couple of minutes. That's gonna be nice. Let me also refresh this so we can actually get an XP tracker going. I want to see all the XPs. I want to savor this as much as I can. You wanna see something really funny? That is just a little bit above 500,000 XP per hour on an extreme one-chunk Ironman. Doesn't happen every day, I have to say. That's kinda mental. 91 fletching, a bit over halfway there, only 21k more to go. And 2 and 1, and there we go. 50,000 amethyst arrows. That is such a beautiful sight. With the magic shortbow, that is going to be our ammunition for any high level content that we need to do. Now, amethyst was one thing, but we also got all of these logs that we need to process. We have all of these ores that we need to process into bars, so we still have a lot of fletching XP banked right here. So I'm not going to be doing any more cutting or mining or anything before I actually turn all of these into actual fletching XP, so that we see how much we need to do to get all the way to 95. So yeah, let's get to it. It's time to go back to a very familiar place for me. Man, I haven't been here in a while, but if you do remember, I got a 98 smithing here, almost 99, so I'm pretty familiar with blast furnace at the moment. Yeah, we're gonna start with the mithril, use all the coal and mithril that we have, and then we do need to buy some more, I think, but more on that later. It is now later. All the mithril has been smelted, and now I need about 4,000 coal for all the addy and steel that we still have. So, yep, still need to buy about 2,500 or so, and then we should be good to go. There's really not that much clips to go from here. It's just, you know, running back and forth in the blast furnace. You have seen me do it all the way here, so I'm not going to spoil you with any more of these clips.
Moments later.
Last batch going in wasn't too bad. It's actually pretty easy. We should have all we need right here after Dumpy actually pedals the pedals a little bit. Thank you. And there we go. That is all the adamantite and all the steel and all the mithril and runite done. So now we can turn them all into arrow tips and start focusing on the woods that we have. We have processed all of the ores. Time to start fletching again. Alrighty, so I have about 4,000 metal logs and 6,000 yew logs, which I'm going to turn into unstrung longbows and then preferably into strung longbows. The thing is, I just need some bowstrings, and for that I need flax. And the best place in the game to get some flax to turn into bowstrings is just outside of my reach. This would be the classic spot in the CS village where you can pick the flax, spin it into bowstrings and bank it and repeat, but alas, it is out of my reach, so I have to do this very weird method. So we're gonna start this by teleporting to Rellekka with our trusty old lyre. Down here we have multiple flax plants growing, not really close to each other, but close enough for my purposes, I suppose. We get a full inventory of these, and then we have a couple of options on how to proceed. Now I could just teleport straight into Camelot, or yeah, Camelot, CS village, and bank there, and then repeat. And then I would go to Needisnot, because in Needisnot we have a spinning wheel right next to a bank, or very close to a bank at least. This is not a long distance at all. And the other choice is to run here into Rellekka. There's this processing room where we have anvils and furnaces and everything, when we do have a spinning wheel in here as well, where we can just turn all of these into bowstrings immediately. And now after this is done, we can just teleport into Camelot, bank there, and repeat the process. Or I guess I could just run to Needisnot to save some lore runes as well, but this shouldn't take more than like a couple of 100 trips, so I do have the lore runes for this if I need to, but we'll see which method I end up doing. It's really not a fast method, but it is really good XP once we turn our yew longbows into actual strung yew bows. Basically doubles the amount of logs that we have, so definitely worth doing. I can also equip my lyre, and I can just walk into miscellanea, which is going to save me 2 inventory slots. So I'm going to get the full 28 inventory slots worth of bowstrings every trip, which might be the play here. I think that might just be overall faster and better and save me on some lore runes. So yeah, we're just gonna do this about 400 times, and we are gonna have enough bowstrings for our 10,000 bows. This might be insane, but let's do it. Weak little break. from the bowstrings, and the game is trying to tell me that I should probably cut down on Runescape or something. I can't understand what that's saying, and no. But hey, long time no see, we have a mystery box. What do we have inside here? Absolutely nothing. What a shame. Oh no, wait, it would have been an easy clue scroll. Oh. Well, it's gone now. There we have 85 thieving, so if we ever get to Prifddinas, we can now thieve from elves. That is about 30,000 nature runes already thieved. Maximum is about 240 per hour, so that is about 130 hours so far. Probably closer to 150 to 200 hours, because I'm not doing this max efficiency at all. I'm doing this mostly on the second monitor while I'm working on some other stuff, or actually working. And there was also 28 Slayer from our daily dose of lamp XP, which I am getting quite a lot of if I'm actually paying attention to the screen. Quite often I am not, so I don't even get the lamps at all. But I still got about 20,000 to go, which does feel quite monumental, but we'll get there, no worries. And I already know people in the comments are going to jump at me and tell me that world hopping for the nature runes would be better, and it is better. It's about 300 nature runes per hour at max, until you hit the hop limit, so it's not really worth it and not worth the hassle at all. So back to clicking at the chest. A monumental batch of bowstrings coming into the bank, 5,010 bank. We are over halfway there, just 5,000 to go. It's not actually that bad, it is quite chill to just, pick a full inventory of these, make them all into bowstrings, then run to miscellanea or Nadis Knot and bank and repeat. It's actually quite nice, not too bad. I mean, I would definitely prefer having CS Village, but this will do for now. Cheeky little 92 fletching. I wanted to get a little head start on the crafting of the bows and everything, so there we go.
Several hard-hitting hours later.
And would you look at that? Whew, 10,000 bowstrings. That is beautiful. Didn't take too long, maybe around a workday, like 6 hours, 7 hours or something. And I did already make all of the logs into long bows. So now we have 10,000 unstrung longbows and 10,000 bowstrings ready to be made into some valuable, good XP bows. And that will get us up to 93, maybe even 94 fletching. But we are still missing some XP. We need to kind of come up with something to get the rest of the XP all the way to 95. But starting here, we are just going to process every single one of these bows. Why is it that every time I say I'm going to do something, I end up getting a lamp that I need to put in the Slayer and show you guys, and then expose myself of being in the nature rune chest and not actually fletching the things that I was supposed to be fletching? I just want to get this nature rune chest out of my way already. Well, at least this is going to be a very special batch of nature runes. We are going to have over 40,000 nature runes. Oh my dear lord, take a look at that. 80% way of there. We still need about 10,000, which is still about like 50 hours of thieving or even more, but this is still something. It's just 4 million in GP. Oh my dear lord. Okay, back to it I suppose. 10,000 to go and then we are done with the nature rune chests. Now one thing we also have is all of the bars from the 91 to 92 mining grind that we did at the MLM at the start of the video. I almost forgot about this already, but yeah, we have a decent bit of mithril, adamantite and runite that we can turn into arrow tips. This is all of the mithril already, over 28,000 arrow tips, which should be a pretty decent amount of XP, and we still have adamantite and runite to do, so let's check the bank real quick. So there we have all the mithril arrow tips. We still have over 1000 addy and about 400 runite, and I do think I'm going to use all the runite as well. I don't really need it for anything. I have amethyst if I need more arrow tips or anything. So yeah, we're definitely going to use every single bar that we have. That is all of the adamantite done. Almost 18,000 arrow tips. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And now we just have the runite, and then we need to process all of these yet again. And I still have some of the bows left to process as well. But if we now take a look at our fletching calculator, it's gonna say we have a 94 banked, and we need 780,000 for 95. Yikes! I don't know where I'm going to get 780,000 XP. Oh no. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's process all of the arrows, all of the bows, everything, get that 94 fletching, and then see what we want to do. $93 fletching, 2 more levels to go. And that is the last of the arrows. Every single one is done. We just have the bows left to go, and then we are completely done with everything that we have in the bank, and we need to figure something out for the rest of the 95. Yo, it is November 5th, and there's something here in the skill guide. We have sailing in the game. It's not available yet, but they did add all sorts of stuff. We have this new quest that we can start in Port Rim, RIP. And we have all sorts of cool stuff here near in Rellekka. Oh my dear lord, look at this. We have buoys. I wonder if there's anything actually relevant to me, because I'm not going to be able to do the quest in a very long time before I get to Port Rim, but I guess they might have added something that's actually useful to me. Let's just take a look around and see what we find here. What is this? A notice board for a lot of adverts related to sailing. If only I knew what they meant. Yeah, I don't know how to sail. That's what it is. Salvaging stations, all sorts of stuff. I have no idea. There's some cargo ledgers and everything. I wonder if I'm actually going to get this video out before sailing is released or not. This might already be very old stuff for all of you, but we'll see. We'll see. And then we have some sort of sparkly things here. I have no idea what that is. I didn't play any of the sailing betas or alphas or anything, and I really have not paid attention to it too much, so I really don't know what's going on here. I guess there's also some stuff on Yatizo and Needisnot, and probably on Miscellanea and Etc. Yep, and probably in Catherby. And yeah, Catherby as well. We have a port in here as well. Pretty cool. So we have a lot of ports, but we still can't do anything with sailing, which is really unfortunate. Oh, well, this is actually quite big. It's not too huge, but we have a deposit box right here on the shore of Yatizo in the port, which is actually really close to the fishing spots here. These are shark fishing spots, and this was already the closest place to a bank to fish sharks previously, but now it's even closer with that new deposit box. That's pretty cool. Let's see if there's one on Needisnot as well. Needisnot, do we have a bank deposit box? Don't see one here. Oh, yes we do, but it's outside of my chunk, technically. I don't actually have a good idea of what I'm gonna do with the ocean tiles. Do I include them as rollables? I guess so, because this one is out of my chunks. It's completely out of my chunks. It's not really a useful one. I think I don't really do anything with the deposit box right there, but it would be cool to have maybe. So yeah, I guess this is going to be a rollable chunk in the future. And this one is actually huge. We have a deposit box right here, and we have the charters right here. So if you ever want to get some pineapples or soda ash or seaweed or sand or anything from the charter ships, the deposit box is right goddamn here. That is so close. That is the new best place to bank basically anything you need from here. That is actually a really massive change. A really good one. We also have bronze cannonballs, unavailable on this world and unavailable to me probably for the rest of time. Well, I think that is most of the stuff that's coming to Rellekka and my chunks in sailing. Again, I'm not going to be sailing with this account in a while, but it's pretty cool to see some changes, and we have some new lore and new NPCs and everything, so I can't be too mad. It has already been a very long day, and I am about to be 6-hour logged for the 100th time this month. But this is going to be the last nature rune that I need to thieve from the chest. Nature rune number 50,000 and something. Oh, the relief is actually comparable to... And I am not going to go back there in at least a little while before I actually need some more nature runes for entangling implings. But let's not focus on that, let's focus on the happy side of things. We are done with it for now. Take a look at this. Deposit all of the nature runes. 50,287. That is so good. That is finally done. 250 to 300 hours, something like that, spent on that goddamn chest, and we are actually done. And we also have a lamp. Let's put that into Slayer. Yet again, 29 Slayer as well. I probably missed like 100 lamps or something. I have no idea, but finally, let's get to work on using all of these nature runes. We are going to use every single one of them on high alching, mostly for the XP, not so much for the actual money that we are going to get. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to be alching. I could use like adamant arrows for a little bit of money, or I could use mithril arrows because I just have so many of them, or I could make all of these rune binds into rune arrows and alch them as well, which is something that might do actually, because I really don't need the money at the moment for anything, but it would be nice to have in the future maybe if I need it for some sort of a project. So I don't know, I will start with the bows and let you know. I still had a couple of these bows laying around, and 90 for fletching right there. We only need one more level for that beautiful 95. 826,000 XP remaining to go, and only a couple of hundred bows left to go, so we need to find some XP from somewhere. Well, I decided to make all of the runite bars into runite arrow tips and then make them all into runite arrows, because I don't really need all of these runite arrows for anything. If I need good arrows, I have Amethyst, and if I need arrows for just some general range training, I literally have 500,000 mithril arrows, so I definitely don't need these runite arrows for anything. So I'm just going to be alching them. They are very valuable and I'm gonna get a lot of money for them, so that is one way to spend all of them, to get fletching XP, get money, and everybody's gonna be happy. And for the rest of the 95 fletching, I think I'm just going to be making more mithril arrows. It is the easiest way to do it. I can just buy all of the mithril or all of the coal from the blast furnace shop, smelt them up into mithril bars, make them into mithril arrow tips, and then make them into mithril arrows. And that should be everything I need to do. And I think I only need to do about 75,000 of those, so it shouldn't be too impossible. But I do need to go and cut myself some more logs for the actual arrows that I need, the arrow shafts and feathers and everything. So yeah, I'm going to need about 75,000 of those as well, and then the 5,000 mithril bars to turn into 75,000 arrow tips. What the fuck? I wasn't recording. I just got the beaver? What? Dude, that is amazing. I am, what, 87 woodcutting? Oh my god, Hannibal is going to be so annoyed at me. Yo, that is actually crazy. That is sick. That's my first pet on the account. I haven't had any pets on the account. I have a massive pet like on my main account, but this is the first pet on Rellekker actually. This is so crazy. No way. I was just cutting wood for the last bit of fletching XP that I need for those 75,000 mithril arrows. I was not expecting this at all. Dang, alright. Oh yeah, we have the metamorphoses as well. The fox whistle, and we have the pheasant egg and everything. Let's go and get those immediately. Look at him, he's so cute. Okay, where would I have the golden pheasant egg and then the fox whistle as well? And we're gonna use both of these on him or her, obviously. Fox whistle, this is my favorite variant of the pet, and probably everyone else's as well. Fox is so good. That is such a beautiful little pet right there. One of the best in the games, I think. One of the cutest, at least, in the game, for sure. Oh, he's such a cute little fellow. Look at that. Oh, I love it. And then this one is not as good. Pheasant is not the best. Definitely not the best. So, yeah. Just get back to a fox, please. Well, that was a surprise for sure, but we are going to need a name for this fella. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below, and we will name him whatever the best one is. Go ahead in the comments right now, upvote your favorites and suggest your own. Alrighty, that should be enough arrow shafts for all of the mithril arrows. Now I just need about 5,000 mithril bars for the arrow tips themselves. So you know what time it is. It's time to go back to a very, very familiar place yet again. It's time for Blast Furnace.
1 million, zillion, jillion, dillion, cotillion times later.
And that is the last of them. That is about 5,000 bars right there, ready to go. And we're also closing in on 99 smithing all the time. Maybe quite soon we are actually going to get 99 smithing. Quite interesting. But yeah, there we go. That should be exactly 5,000 mithril bars. Let's go. And some more AFKing. 5,000 mithril bars into arrow tips. Here we go.
A while later.
One last dink and we are all done for 95 fletching. Let's go. You already saw this one in the intro, but it's time to go for some hyperspeed training. Whoa! And there we go. That is 95 fletching completely done. Beautiful. We can now make dragon darts, and now we just need to get the dragon darts from implings that we don't have yet. So yeah, there's that. But that was one of the longest chunk tasks we had in the whole chunk, so I am really glad that that is now behind us. A lot of woodcutting, mining, smelting, smithing, all sorts of things done for all these arrow tips and everything. I have 580,000 mithril arrows. Like, what the hell am I ever going to use this for? I have no idea. But we also have a decent amount of bows to alch, and we have a decent amount of amethyst arrows and everything. So yeah, 95 fletching is where we are stopping for now, until we actually roll the caterpillar chunk where we have the fletching cape, which is one chunk away. So maybe I'll do this again pretty soon, but hopefully not. Anyways, we are done. Shout out to War Thunder again for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to check out War Thunder now for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox or mobile, and use my links in the pinned comment or video description to sign up. Those of you who are new or haven't played in 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack across PC and console, including multiple premium vehicles, in-game currency and more. As always, a massive thank you to all the channel members keeping the channel going. Channel members do get early access to videos, new emotes to use and more, so if you're interested in directly supporting the channel, click the join button below the video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.